What is going on, everybody? DJ Waters here. All right, guys. So if you're like me, you have been waiting, dying for part 2 from Coffeezilla talking about this Logan Paul crypto thing, and stuff has been going crazy. I'm so glad that there's actually 3 parts to this. I had no idea. I thought there would just be the 1 part, but damn, was part 1 really good. So shout out to Coffeezilla. I'll also be sure to put a link in the description below for his official video. Please make sure that you also are supporting him because he's the guy doing all the work. And so part 2 is titled The Biggest Fraud in Logan Paul's Scam.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. CryptoZoo.co. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
I lost around $50,000 in cryptos.
I lost $40,000.
$500,000.
$500,000.
It's just a picture. There's nothing I could do with it.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No.
We had an issue with CryptoZoo, where our lead developer.
Dude, I'm sorry, I have to pause. The editing, dude, Coffeezilla is killing the game. I've been watching Coffeezilla for a while. Holy crap, man, this is good.
Took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, actually fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million.
He literally never gave me anything at all, ever. And he promised me, 5% tokens and $1 million. He never literally.
This seems like a recap of part 1, which is good.
Who's Eddie? I thought that all of this was Logan Paul. What's this random guy doing in Logan Paul's project? And who is he? Who is Eddie Ibanez?
Dude, if there's one person that you do not want to come after you, it is Coffeezilla. Holy crap, man. This guy's getting good at this. Excited. The man who fooled billionaires.
In answering the question of who Eddie is, I decided to take a deep dive. I started by looking through all the news articles I could on Eddie, where I found out he graduated from MIT and from there became a data scientist and cybersecurity expert and used that technical background to win a Super Bowl for the Eagles. And there were videos on him too, which all painted him as brilliant and extremely accomplished.
Yes, hi, my name's Eddie Ibanez. I'm a father of 3, lead developer here at CryptoZoo.
As a teenager,
CryptoZoo is such a terrible name. I mean, come on, dude. That to me, that's like, yo, I'm getting scammed, bro.
he successfully hacked AOL from his bedroom. He continued to pursue computer science until attending MIT. He was then recruited out to work for a government agency in cybersecurity, developing software that reverse engineers the location of known government and terrorist threats.
You started with the federal government and you started off really tracking criminals with burner phones and all.
Honestly, after this whole search, I felt more confused than ever. If Eddie's such an amazing guy, why didn't he pay developers? And is he really the puppet master behind CryptoZoo? Or is it someone else? Honestly, I felt like at this point I needed a drink and I needed to ask for help.
Coffee, how's it going?
Dude, no way. How is he doing this with the green screen? This is sick because you can see the robot arm in front of him, in front of his hand. So that's crazy with the green screen, man. He really went all out on this one.
What happened?
Well, I'm confused about this Eddie Ibanez guy. He comes out of nowhere with this CryptoZoo story and everything about him I find seems great.
So, what's the problem?
Well, everything's not great. Everything about this guy just seems too perfect. He's an MIT grad, he worked for the military. He even claims he won a Super Bowl. Why would that guy work for Logan Paul?
I don't know, but I can find out. You said his name is Eddie Ibanez?
I think he goes by Eduardo technically, but wait, what are you doing?
Dude, look at the blue on the side of his face. What? Yo, who is this guy's editor? And then he mentioned the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a Cowboys fan. Go Cowboys. Shout out to all the real fans out there. But the Eagles, he said he won a Super Bowl. I wonder if he worked with them. He doesn't look like a football player to me. I don't think so.
I'm just looking around. And done.
Well, what'd you find?
A few red flags, a couple of misdemeanors. Ooh, a few court cases. I'll send them over.
I wonder who's doing the robot voice.
His landlord for not paying rent, sued by his credit card company for not paying his bill.
You can skip that stuff. I just need whatever's relevant to CryptoZoo.
Well, that's basically it. Other than, hold on. No, wait, I did find something. Look at this.
This is sick.
What's this?
It's from a paper in Philly. I barely picked it up. This reporter says Eddie's entire story is fake.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the whole Eddie Ibanez character. This guy Adam Robb investigated it. He says it's a lie.
I gotta find this guy. Here, send me his info. I got some calls to make.
Coffee.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We met up with Adam Robb, the reporter who's been investigating Eddie Ibanez for a while now. And I wanted to know, what did Adam think of him when they first met?
I wasn't quite sure what to make of him. Based on what I knew about him, he was a MIT grad who went on to work for the CIA and the Defense Department, and I didn't want to waste his time. And it wasn't long after I sat down that I realized he was wasting my time.
Can you tell me about some of the lies Eddie told you?
Eddie has told me so many lies over the course of my 2 interviews with him.
Wait. Is that actually Coffeezilla? I thought he was going to be playing some like pre-recorded stuff. I mean, obviously it's pre-recorded because it's on YouTube. Did Coffeezilla really go out of his way to fly this guy out or to fly to this person for this interview? Wow, dude, like how long has he been planning this video? Or is Coffeezilla just that good? Look at this location. This is really nice, dude.
And the first lie he told me is probably the oldest lie that he's told so many people, which is that he's an orphan. I first realized Eddie might be lying to me when I went home the next day and Googled Eddie Ibanez's family. I found a video of Eddie and his wife making rice pudding on a Fox and Friends segment on Fox News. And Eddie's wife, Jackie, explained that she learned the recipe from Eddie's mother.
So in that picture, you've got Jackie Ibanez. You know her along with her husband, Eddie.
Beautiful looking family, by the way. Shout out to all of you, assuming you're still married.
And her 2 little girls. You love rice pudding. Why is this a family recipe?
Okay, so Eddie's mom made this rice pudding once.
Wait, Eddie's mom? I thought Eddie was an orphan. Well, it turns out the only problem with that is that not only does his mom exist, she's alive and in his life. And it turns out it wasn't just Adam that heard
shit's getting spicy out here.
This story either. He told it a lot.
Did you ever meet his mother or his parents?
I did meet his mother.
Did he ever tell you he was an orphan?
Yes.
How did he square that with you?
So that's why I'm so confused. He told me he was an orphan and all this stuff, but then I meet his mom.
He told me he was an orphan and then I met his mother is quite the string of words. But as insane as these lies are, let's be real, it doesn't explain why CryptoZoo failed. But the next lies kind of do, because part of Eddie's...
I'm going to paraphrase the great Asmongold. He once said, 1 point is just a dot, but you get enough of those dots, it creates a line. And I think that's what Coffeezilla is doing here.
Story is also that he went to MIT, where he was recruited to the CIA. And it's part of why he was so attractive as a lead developer, all the wild experiences that he had had. But it's just not true.
I emailed the MIT registrar's office and I asked if Eddie Ibanez attended the school, and they confirmed in absolute terms that he never attended MIT.
That's right. The whole orphan to MIT origin story, it wasn't true. And Eddie's whole backstory...
Not sure what this has to do with the crypto stuff yet. I'm sure he's getting there.
...kind of falls apart as well. How could he have been recruited to a government agency out of MIT if he never went to MIT? If this is all seeming crazy to you, you might ask yourself, who would believe all this? And this is where Eddie shines. He kind of had a gift for getting people to believe in the lies he told, especially super rich and powerful people for some reason. Like take, for instance, this story, him winning the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. He managed to convince the owner of the New York Yankees that it was true, Barry Klarberg, who completely bought into it without question and told the same story later in a college seminar.
Okay, I mean, that's such a huge lie. I mean, you could look at the guy and probably say, you know, he's probably not an NFL player. I'm sorry, right? It is what it is. I mean, I watch sports all the time, and you could just kind of know, right? But at the same time, right, why would you say that you won a Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, this guy could Google you in seconds. The roster's out there. The NFL, the history, it doesn't matter if it's NBA, MLB, soccer, whatever it is. It's out there, and it's pretty easy to see who the players are.
Right into the work that you did for the Philadelphia Eagles, which led to a Super Bowl championship, led to you getting a Super Bowl ring. Yep. Tell us exactly what your job was to do for them and how it worked out.
No, sure thing. So first off, they said like, we don't know where to put you, but and then the sports science guy was the one guy. He's like, hey, I got some data. I'm interested. So so we took in his data, and then we found out that these players. What happens is it's like a player, as they run around, they get at certain fatigue levels. So if you ever play...
I don't trust this guy at all. Not even a little bit. Look at him closing his eyes. He's and ooh. And I mean, you can say I understand that, but it's just not believable at all. He can't even believe it. He's trying to create this fantasy in his mind right now. I love the Street Fighter in the back, though. Let me give you a Hadouken. It was not planned, by the way. I have that on my soundboard.
Like Street Fighter, the video game, there's like a red bar at the top, and every time you get hit, that red bar goes down until you die, KO, right? So then we're trying to figure out kind of what that is for a player, and on an injury level, right? There's an injury bar that gets knocked down and that gets KO'd.
This is insane.
What?
He convinced an owner of the Yankees that he won a Super Bowl by...
Wait. Oh my God, I missed that part. I'm so dumb. The owner of the Yankees? What? Dude, you should know about sports, man. Come on now. You the owner of the Yankees? Whew. I mean, it's still baseball, but come on, dude.
Sports athletes into Street Fighter characters. And of course, none of it's true. The Philadelphia Eagles responded to a fact check saying he never worked for their player analysis team. Not only that, the Eagles also said that Eddie did try to do an in-person presentation in March of 2018, but that was already a month after the Eagles had already won the Super Bowl. And also they didn't hire him because of course not. Meaning,
I wonder if he even played in college. Like, dude, you don't just, I mean, there actually are a very few people who can go up and try out. And sometimes they do make it, but it's so rare to just suddenly make the NFL. We're talking about the 1% of the 1%, right? Like Division I athletes, most of them will not make it to the NFL. So, that's far-fetched, man. Hopefully he played some college ball.
There's no way this story is true. And yet he's convinced people at the highest levels of sports that it is. And this is where we get back to CryptoZoo, of course, because it's how he got involved with that project. Remember Jeff Levin, Logan's manager, who we spoke to last time? Well, he also spoke to Adam Robb. And when he told him the reasons he liked Eddie, they sounded very familiar.
And did he tell you, I guess, kind of like about like working with the NFL and that kind of stuff and the whole, like his time in the CIA and all that?
He did. And it was interesting. It was like, this is wild, you know, like that's pretty cool. But he's, once again, he's humble and he's not like ever bragging or anything like that.
Wait, but he is bragging. He literally made it all up. The CIA, NFL stories aren't true. How could that not be bragging? But that's the impression Eddie gave off. But that's not all. Because Eddie didn't just use made-up stories to get in with the CryptoZoo team. He also used his other connections, his real millionaire and billionaire friends that he's managed to gain with all these fake stories. And some of them vouched for him.
So this Eddie character is basically telling people that he won the Super Bowl, and then he also was in the CIA. I mean, like, dude, how old is this guy? He doesn't even look that old, to be honest with you. CIA, it's definitely a career field. I mean, you're probably going to be there at least 10 years, maybe 5 years. But like, I mean, how would you juggle all of these massive careers? I mean, this is like the pinnacle of all these careers as well. The best of the West. I don't know, man. How could
like Chris Birch and Todd Morley.
And what was the thing that kind of like sold you on Eddie? Was it the fact that like Chris and Todd and people like that kind of like have backed him in the past and like?
I just think he's a down-to-earth, cool, humble guy.
Okay.
Who's been super successful. They're trying to do an agenda, and he's just kind of like, hey, look, I'm super smart in what I know, and I have amazing relationships through business that I've done.
It's incredible. I mean, how does this guy keep getting away with it? Honestly, it's baffling. But I've got to say, up till now, everyone's been fooled sort of fair and square on the same grounds. But I found out CryptoZoo did have an advantage that could have saved them all this trouble the whole time.
So a month before the launch of CryptoZoo, I got on the phone with Jeff Levin, Logan Paul's manager. And after he spoke fondly of Eddie and his work, I confronted him about some of Eddie's lies, including how he didn't work for the NFL. Jeff told me he doesn't know much about the NFL, but he knows about the business world. And Chris Birch and Todd Morley vouched for Eddie. And so Jeff and Logan were going to continue working with him. Have you ever verified that anything Eddie said about himself is true?
We verified that it's true?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely talk to people.
Okay.
And his friends.
You definitely verified that it was true. How long would that take, though? Okay, maybe MIT's a little bit more difficult, like hitting up the colleges and stuff. It could be public record, though. But I don't know, man. The NFL, you could find that out in literally seconds. The CIA, obviously, that'd be very difficult to find out if you even could find that out. I want to know how the hell Coffeezilla's getting all these recordings, man, because the last recording we saw in part 1, it was pretty crazy because Jeff pretty much wasn't talking to him. So I would imagine Jeff didn't leak it. Maybe it's this other guy that's talking to him or something. Man, Coffeezilla, dude, like, how long did it take you to make these videos? How do you get these sources, bro? Hit me up, DM me on Twitter.
friends and, you know, and people that he said he has relationships with, which we've confirmed them for sure.
Okay, because I had trouble with some of that, like with the NFL, like saying that, like, no, we've never worked with him, and that kind of thing. But you've had
the NFL saying that?
Yeah.
Like who at the NFL?
The comms teams for the Eagles and the Dolphins, and then the people specifically that he named that he said he worked with.
Got it. I don't know necessarily the football stuff.
Okay.
You know, I don't have relationships in the football world.
Sure.
But
Dude, what do you mean you don't have relationships in the football world, bro? You could literally just Google it. I mean, you could literally just Google anything. It is 2022. You can find out most of the things you want to do. I don't know. I'm not trusting the manager. Definitely didn't trust him part 1. Not trusting him once again in part 2. And this is not looking good for Logan Paul, considering that's his manager.
in the business world, you know, we've definitely, you know, talked to multiple people.
Like Todd and Chris, and they backed him.
Correct.
Wait a second. This means at minimum, Jeff knew about Eddie's background beforehand, or part of it, and still decided to go with him. This is just unbelievable, willful stupidity. And since Jeff is Logan's manager, I assume him and the team should have known about this as well. But still, they went forward with it even though they knew this stuff before launch. Now, I started to reach out for comments about this because obviously this is a huge deal. But when I did, I got a call from somebody new. Someone with a different perspective that I hadn't heard from before. Jake, the Crypto King. He's been involved
with... Pokemon, hold on. Man, these were the good days. Charizard, Blastoise, the Gyarados. I forgot the other one.
Crypto
Sorry,
King.
I love it.
He's been involved with some of Logan's projects in the past, like Pokemon, for example. He was called the collectibles guru a few years ago. Nowadays, he goes by Crypto King, and he's an advisor for the Crypto Zoo project. So let's add him to the conspiracy board. But the question is, what did he have to say? I took a call with him, and he mostly wanted to talk off the record. But when I pressed him, he was willing to at least put one thing on the record for me. Right. One more thing about Eddie before we get off of him.
This is really cool. I like the way that Coffeezilla is doing this. If he's saying it's off the record, apparently he's letting you stay off the record. I really think that's great because, you know, maybe he could kind of edit it and be like, hey, he gave me permission. I like that a lot, that he's like, okay, dude, you know what? You told me that in secrecy. We're going to keep that a secret. Is there anything you do want to say? Because I am making my video. Really respect his journalism skills, man. A lot of people do not have the integrity of Coffeezilla, and I mean that's awesome, man. +1 for you, Coffee.
The biggest reason it failed, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to ever be thought that Logan's the reason it failed. He's not. Logan wasn't smart enough for what he tried to build, and then when it was built and was failing, didn't have the ability to correct it and to save face and reputation. It was more convenient to pull out than to be associated with a failing project that the dev rocked. So I could put that one sentence on the record.
Well, that is certainly emphatic.
Useless.
Crypto King says it's all Eddie's fault. And this is a nice, neat theory for us. You know, Eddie ruined everything because, yeah, Eddie is a liar. So it does seem to explain how these developers got screwed. But this theory doesn't fit all the facts because Eddie was kicked off the team months ago, and still, the game is not working, despite Logan claiming they were going to go back and fix all the problems.
Again, retroactively working to make these projects right, and this just takes time, bro. It just takes time. Development takes time. Working backward.
All right, maybe I see things differently than him. As you can see, I have graphics cards everywhere. I am a GPU miner. I mean, I've been doing it for a while. I know a lot about crypto. I have so many friends that can create their own crypto coin. Multiple friends who've actually created their own coin. It's really not that expensive. It is not that difficult. I know in the most recent video, part 1, Logan was saying it cost $1 million or they had $1 million invested. Dude, are you kidding me? You could just YouTube how to make a cryptocurrency. And it turned out it was a fork, which means it's just a copy of another code. So yeah, I'm not believing this, man. It doesn't take that much time. And the art that they used for the NFTs looked like a stick figure. A little kid drew it. So not believing it.
Which isn't ideal, but also this project will speak for itself.
And now, you know, we're working backwards to
this project will
fix it.
This just hasn't happened. Even a year from launch, the game just doesn't exist. What's worse is the newest dev team who came on after Eddie just quit. And one of the reasons was they hadn't been paid for over a month. I know this because Logan's team is leakier than the Titanic and someone told me that, but we also have blockchain evidence. This is Jeff paying Block Ops, the company they hired out, on July 19th. They were
14 Ethereum last year. Oh man, that's a lot of money. 14 Ethereum. Right now, you know, it's what, I don't know, roughly 16 G's, maybe 20,000. But last year, that was a lot.
Redo all this work. It's confirmed by their leader, Skip, talking about a first monthly payment on that day. But after that, there's nothing until they quit on September 26th in a post called Our Departure from CryptoZoo. Now, I do have to say, it does look like they were eventually paid, but only a day after they quit. And this is just the same problem as before, slightly different. Nobody can pay these devs on time, and investors end up getting nothing. And so I can't buy into the idea that Eddie's at fault for everything, because when Eddie was gone, they had a lot of the same problems. Now, it was only at the point that this dev team quit, Block Ops, that things really took a turn. Because if the Titanic was leaking before, now it was sinking, and everyone basically gave up hope. You know, from every direction, I started getting messages from all the investors who felt betrayed, who up to this point were holding on to hope. Now they felt defeated. They felt tricked by the CryptoZoo team who had fed them promise after promise, and they were sick of it.
He was never in the chat or anything, never apologized or told us anything.
Things didn't work out. Things didn't work out. We all get that. But to continuously lie, lead people on.
I don't trust anything Logan Paul says. That was way before I started watching these videos, man. He is such a yes man. If you don't know what a yes man is, I mean, that's a guy who say yes to anything because he doesn't want to get banned again. I know he got banned a long time ago. We don't have to talk about why, but he will do anything to look good in front of YouTube to keep that money flow coming, man. He will just... He'll do anything that he possibly can, man, to stay on the good side of YouTube. He's the good guy. I can't stand this kind of fence sitter, man. Fence sitter's got to go.
Hype people up to put more money in. All the while in the background, things are going down, things are hitting the fan, and you've left us holding the bag.
I know it was my decision, and I did my research, but I believe nobody has to lose money in this way.
And that's when a whistleblower stepped forward and decided enough was enough. They decided to leak me messages, team messages, from the CryptoZoo team from all the way back in the beginning when they thought of this idea, all the way up to launch. And seeing that, it changed everything. Because all of a sudden, I got a lot of new information. Remember how Jake, the Crypto King, said Eddie was the only problem? Well, a year ago, he was saying something very different. On the day of launch, he said this to the group. Logan, you stole 40 million in tokens.
$40 million. Oh my God.
From me. You are a scam artist. You are a liar, and you betrayed your own community. You aren't that guy. Logan replies, oh, Jake, trust me, bro. I am that guy.
I am that guy.
Story. Yeah, I'll go on the record for you. And yes, I'm going to show you the text message that said we can sell at these ascending market caps. And that it's not like I was trying to rug a project. It's like I put $250,000 into a project plus 6 months of time. And
$250,000 is a lot of money, and 6 months of your time not paid. Whew, damn, dude, that is a lot of money. $250,000.
And the founder never did anything he said he was going to do, and then hired a bunch of devs that didn't do what they were going to do. And every time I gave advice, the advice was I was told to fuck off. So
he was told to fuck off.
Illegal about that. Ethically, arguable. The rest that Logan did to me was ethically wrong and illegal.
Illegal. No, that's not good. Oh, that's it? No, damn it, man. Okay, that was awesome. Man, this alleged Logan Paul scandal is getting juicy. Part 1 really had me going. Part 2 is like that meat and potatoes. We got all the details. Part 3, I can't wait, man. And they're just getting better and better, man. Like I said, this is my first video ever on YouTube, so I hope you liked it. I don't know, maybe I did good, maybe I did bad. I'll put a link in the description for my Discord, Twitter, if you ever want to give me tips, you just want to hang out, you want to talk about some stuff. I love every single one of you. Please be my first subscriber, and if you made it to this part of the video, I want you to put in #rubberband, #rubberband. That way I know you actually made it to the end of the video, and I'll take your comment more seriously. So I love every single one of you. DJ Waters signing out.